Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday. It's Mugshot Monday. It's Meatloaf Monday. It's Malfeasance Monday. It's the day we talk about prisoners. Today, we're going to talk about Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 7, Rescue Me from the Castle. We're also going to talk about Inmate to Roommate, which is a show that we love over there on A&E. That started, and we're going to talk about Episode 1 of that at the very end here. I've got Keisha with me, and you guys, I have an upper respiratory infection, and I've been traveling for 24 hours with only 3 hours of sleep. And Keisha has bronchitis. So between the two of us, you guys, we are doing the damn thing, and we are here for you, but we don't sound our best.
No, and we don't look our best either.
No.
No. We look a little bit crackheadish.
I did shower since I've been in the same clothes for so long. I did shower and tried to lay down and take a little rest, but the dogs were not into that idea. So
I didn't shower today.
Well, you've been sick too.
Well, I feel okay.
Yeah.
I just have coughing fits. Like I am back to my 20s where I smoked like Newport menthols.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I feel pretty good. I might have lost like 5 pounds this week, but I'll take that. I mean, I feel bad for you.
Listen, being sick and being stuck in an airport and like waiting for your luggage and getting on this plane and get off of the plane, transfer the plane, fly to Denver to get to Baltimore, which is not even where you live.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. When we landed in Baltimore, I was like, oh my God, we're almost home. And then I forgot, nope, we don't live in Baltimore. Now I got to Uber to the DC airport to get our car. Oh my God. It was just, let me tell you what, moods were bad.
I bet.
Marriages were damaged. It was,
I'm sure.
It was,
that. I was telling James about it and I'm like, that makes my anxiety go high because I have travel and like airport anxiety anyway.
Yeah.
And then you told me that stuff and I'm like, I may never fly again. I cannot handle it. Like I don't like to hold James's hand very often. But like in the airport, I am like, I have my hand in his back pocket. Like, please don't leave me. I'm so scared. Yeah. So that's, I had fear for you during all of that. I'm like, oh my gosh, how is she doing this?
And my whole thing was, if I wasn't sick before, I'm sick now because I've been around so many coughing airplane people. Yeah. I mean, being on the plane, first of all, we got on the plane late because the plane was hot and they couldn't cool it off.
Oh,
gosh. So you're like, oh, this is off to a great start. I always have a personal fan, so I was fine. So I had a fan. But we got on the plane and we sat there and we pushed back and they're like, yeah, we're still trying to cool the plane off. Everybody like get in your seats. And, once we get going, it'll be better. We're like literally sitting on the tarmac and they're like, yeah, we're just going to turn around and go back to the gate to check on this engine issue as to why the plane isn't cooling. Yeah, we're just going to have everybody get off the plane. And you're like,
oh no.
No. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And
then the stress.
Yeah. Then they're like,
the whole situation.
They're like, don't try to find a flight to DC because there's not one because of some delays had been with the weather. So every single flight was filled. So they're like, we're just going to tell you right now, don't waste your time. You're not going to find a flight to DC today. This was 11 o'clock in the morning. So we figured out, we had to get our bags back from American, which is they have to go on the airplane and physically get them off. So we had to that was 3 hours staring at carousel number 5, waiting for our bags. And so finally they came off. Then we rebooked with United flying to Denver to fly to Baltimore. We landed at 5:30 a.m. And it was, I know, I don't, listen, there's nothing you could do about it, right? You know what I mean? There's like, there's literally nothing you could do about it except for just like try to solve it. And that, when shit like that happens, I am the person who immediately goes into action. I'm like, we don't need to complain about it. This is terrible. Like, let's get a plan of action. So while I sat on my phone and my laptop trying to, figure out the crisis, Dave was just like playing Angry Birds. I was like, do you think that you could get on the phone with United? Because you're the one that has status. So like you probably have like a special phone number. I don't. I just could see that these flights will work. I mean,
I'm Dave. I would have been either Dave or I would have been extra Keisha, which is in the middle of the airport having a mental breakdown. One or the other. I would have been on my phone on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or having a total breakdown. One of the two.
And then once we got the new tickets booked, and we still had to sit and wait for the luggage, which we knew would be 3 hours, and our flight went until like 8 o'clock that night. It was noon. So we just sat there and then we got out of the United area. Dave had like 2 day passes to the lounge. So we went and sat there. I mean, when I tell you, by the time we got on that airplane, and then the lady, this is just the kicker, the lady, the seat in front of me, like when she went to lean it back, like one side of it went like all the way into my lap.
No.
And I was like, you know what? Somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to die on this airplane, and it will be by my hand. I looked at Dave.
Did she notice that?
No, she didn't know. I mean, I'm sure when she was in the chair, it felt like wonky, but she didn't consider the person behind her. And normally, Dave sometimes will sit on the window, and I just sat on the window. I mean, that person would have literally been in his lap. He's a full foot taller than me. So I was glad at least it was me, but I was trying to take my notes. And every time she would move, it would like knock my screen, and I have to like, I was like, these inmates are not getting my full attention. I'm trying to take notes.
That's just too much. You did good, Mary Payne. You did good.
I know. You guys, I'm here and I'm all right. And guess what? Last week I interviewed Anthony and Joey from MILF Manor. And this week I'm interviewing Lynette from MILF Manor. So that's exciting.
Those women scare me.
Well, it is interesting when you think about the women on that show are my age. They're anywhere between like 49 and 60. Okay. So that's my age range. And they are dating people that are my daughter's age, which is 21. And
like I said,
I just can't. Listen, I know it's a thing. Like, I know it's a thing to be like a cougar and a hot older lady and a younger guy, whatever. But like, wow, it's just when I think about it and I think of like my daughter's friends that come over here, I'm like, no.
And then it's all the Botox and all the hair extensions and the boob jobs.
Well, on MILF Manor, I got to say, there's not too much bad face work. As a matter of fact, some ladies could use some lip filler. But the boob jobs are egregious. That's just my opinion. That's not what
they are.
I particularly like. But, you know, to each their own. To each their own.
Yeah.
It's like Larissa from 90 Day, who has those, and Jasmine too. Like,
I know Jasmine. I don't know Larissa, but Jasmine, they are something else.
So there's a lot of that going on in MILF Manor. But anyway, either way, I'm excited to talk to Lynette because she and Barbie are my favorite, and Joey and Anthony are my favorite. And that's it. So I'm covering that over on the $10 level of Pink Shade Prime, you guys. Nice. And on the $5 level, finishing up Seeking Sister Wife. I just did that with Meredith, and Love in Paradise. Seeking Sister Wife, man, that Garrick Merrifield, he can eat a dick. I mean, he can burn.
Oh,
he's
you
horrible.
Must really hate him for you to have said that.
I know. He is, in the words of Katie Maloney, choke. I mean, really.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's the worst. And I'm sure we'll see him next season.
I don't think I've ever heard you say dick before.
Really?
Not like eat a dick. Not like eat a dick. No.
So there was that couple that was on 90 Day the Other Way. It was TJ and I can't think of her name. Real cute girl. She was Southern. But when she would get mad, she would cuss, real bad in her Southern accent. She'd be like, why are you acting like such a dick? And then he would come downstairs and he would tell he was Indian. He would come down and tell his whole family every word that they had just said in their fight because that's what he did. That was their culture, is like to share everything. And so he would come downstairs and he would be speaking in their language. But he was relaying what she had said to him in English. And she could something. He'd be like, something, dick. Da, 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 da. So every time anybody says dick now, I think of two things. I think of Kristen Doty always saying eat a dick, or I think of TJ saying dick. Yeah.
I've never heard you say eat a dick before.
I don't pull it out very often, but it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, this was a first for me. Yeah, I feel like different now. Like our relationship has hit a new level.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, God knows what I'm going to say on this episode because my voice is going out and I'm about to pour some honey into this tea and let's see what we can do. So let's get started. Okay. Season 5, episode 7, Rescue Me from the Castle. Now, this obviously has to do with Candice. So Candice did.
No, it does not. This
doesn't?
has to do with something that Samantha says to Rick.
You're so right. But you're right. I was thinking Rescue Me from the Castle, like, yes, you're right. Because I was thinking Candice was like, it's too much. Like you've put me a pretty princess in a castle and I don't want to be in it. But you're right. It's Samantha and Rick.
Yeah. Andrew needs to be rescued in this case.
Poor Andrew. He's not getting it. He's not getting it.
Mm-mm.
He's just like Chaz and Bronwyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with Ayonna and Jamal. So she has her 2 kids, Amira. Okay, by the way, so she's with her mother and her grandmother getting the kids ready because today's the day she's got to turn herself in. Mm-hmm. And the grandmother says, ironically, I'm ready. I'm ready to help you out. All you got to do is strap that baby in the car and then I'm ready to go. It's like,
Thank you for someone for saying that, to strap the baby in, because we normally don't see that.
I was like, if only grandma knew how hard that was for Ayonna. You know?
Yeah.
So funny. So she's trying to rush to get to jail. She's running late. She's kissing Amira, who is smiling and happy in the back seat because she's like, I got my seatbelt on properly. Look at me. I'm going to grandma's.
Yeah, she's like, I get a break from my mom. I am happy about this. I have been waiting for this moment. Like, deuces. See you later. Hopefully you'll learn something while you're in there, especially how to strap me properly into this seat. Yes. And this is the first time that I have actually, I don't want to say like Ayonna.
Yeah.
But I felt that she cared a little bit because she's getting things ready for her kids. Yeah. She's leaving them, making sure they've got their money. They've got their ravioli. They've got all the stuff that they need. So I'm like, oh, okay, she cares. She's excited about going to jail. I mean, maybe she needs to go to jail weekly, because this is the most excited that I've seen her about anything other than Jamal.
The stacks of ones on the kitchen counter was hilarious.
That's booty popping money.
That's
how it comes.
She can make those cheeks clap. We've seen it.
Yep.
Okay, but I will say now whenever I see Amira, I think about how you do Amira's voice and what Amira's inner thoughts, and Amira's so happy to be properly in a car seat and go into grandma's house.
Yes.
And so she says, she knows that she's disappointed a lot of people in her life with her actions, including her children, which is nice reflection.
Yes.
And she says she didn't realize she was allowed to bring her own underwear, socks, and t-shirts and stuff. She's like, I just thought they gave you stuff. So I didn't know. I didn't bring anything from my house. So now she's got to run by Walmart or Target or something to load up.
I didn't know they let you do that at jail.
I wonder if it's if you're just coming here for 15 days, we're not going to waste our prison uniforms on you. I don't know. Somebody tell us.
Yeah.
Listeners know. Yes. People got so much knowledge about this stuff, Keisha.
They really do. And sometimes I want to ask them, how do you know?
Sometimes they'll explain because they work in the system.
Some people will.
Yeah. Or they've been in the system, or they had a sister in the system, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me take a sip of this tea.
Yeah. People will most definitely quickly let us know. And we always appreciate it. And then we kind of realized how sheltered we are.
Yes. Even though Keisha will try to make you believe she's been to prison, she is not.
Yeah. It just,
Keisha, you know what? Keisha, you know what? You used to be a social worker in the school system. Mm-hmm. You probably saw a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah. And then I also have students who are now in prison, and they often, I do, it's very disheartening, and they always find me on social media.
Of course they do.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You're famous now. So they're like, hey, let me reach out.
They're like, Miss Holman, what you doing, Miss Holman?
Guess where I am?
I'm like, I'm in the free land. In the land of the free. It's always heartbreaking because you always could I have done more? Yeah. But yeah, I've heard a lot of shit. I've heard a lot of shit that I wish I had not heard. Yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on at home with these kids? Just was heartbreaking.
That would wear you down. That would wear you down.
It did. I mean, look, I was the type of social worker, like I brought kids home. Like I fostered a kid for 3 months, and you're not supposed to do that at all.
Where's that kid now?
Oh, she's fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. Yeah, yeah.
So now she's going to be late to jail, of course. So as she's in the car and she's all like giddy and excited, her mom goes, I'm glad you've got such a great positive attitude about going to jail. And she goes, I have to be positive. And she tells us, she's kind of put that mask back up. Like, I can't cry. I can't show emotion. I got to be, but she's not being like tough. She's being kind of sweet,
This is the sweetest that we have seen her be. Yeah. Period, point blank. Like she was borderline likable. She was a little funny at moments. Like she is, we've only seen her be caring and, funny when she's talking to Jamal. Otherwise, she's shit talking, she's crying, she's having breakdowns and all these other things. And, having a really crummy attitude unless she's talking to Jamal. So this was something good to see her interacting with her mom, her kissing on her kid, and just, maybe it's because she doesn't have the fucking eyelashes on. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, but she was okay.
She looks so young when she didn't have all that makeup and stuff. And people I saw were asking, like, what is this tattoo? People were like, it says this, it says that. I'm like, to me, it says Darian, her son's name.
Is that what it says?
Now the letters have kind of bled together. Do you know what I mean? Or they're too fat. You can't really see it, but that's what it says. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jamal calls and they're all like, I love you, Boopy. I love you more, blah, blah, blah. So they drive in and the doesn't look bad. They just showed us an aerial view. We have no idea, but it's only for a couple of weeks. And her mom says, I really hope Ayonna has the time to reflect and stop with this bullshit and learn her lesson. And she's walking off to the prison. And she's like, learn your lesson, sitting there and think about what you did. And she's like, bye.
Bye, girl, bye. That would be nice if she did, but she's going to go in there making friends. She's going to come out with 2 new tattoos. Yeah. She's going to figure out how to get eyelashes on while she's in there, all kinds of shit. So
summer is here and your wardrobe needs an upgrade, right? Sort of like my voice needs an upgrade right about now because I've been sick. But guys, I still have to tell you about my favorite, which is Quince. Look, you got to go to Quince. You can't go to these flimsy, fast fashion places. You got to spend your money wisely and get staple pieces like high quality essentials that are going to last. Okay, every time I come on here, I tell you guys what I recently got at Quince, and guess what I got? I got a little suitcase. It's a rolling carry-on size suitcase. It's perfect. It is literally identical and half the price to other brands of suitcases. And I got the cutest linen dress. It's short sleeves. It's navy. It's got little buttons down the front and some sort of pin tucks. It is cool and light for the summer, and I'm so excited about it. You guys, they have the most gorgeous, like washable silk summer dresses and skirts, and they have these great tank tops. And you guys, don't sleep on the jewelry, because I went over there. I got my eyeball on a couple of things, and now I'm talking like diamond rings and stuff, guys. They have some really great stuff, and they've got these woven leather handbags that look exactly like a certain designer, and that is 1/15 of the price probably. My God, this stuff is gorgeous. So upgrade your closet this summer with Quince. Right now, you're going to go to quince.com/pinkshade. You're going to get free shipping and 365 days to return your next order. That's quince.com/pinkshade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. So let's move on to Shonta and True. Now, I saw a lot of talk this week about Shantae's teeth.
Okay, let me say something before you get started, Mary Payne.
I think her teeth I thought her teeth were fine. People were like, oh, she has dentures. I'm like, well, they look nice.
Let me say this.
Okay.
I always appreciate when people in the pink shade groups will at me about something. But I'm gonna ask this favor, because I have taken notice that whenever someone asks me about teeth and I respond, people really get in their feelings about it. Mm-hmm. And they write monologues and all kinds of things.
Yes.
Even though we know how you feel about teeth.
Real strong feelings about teeth.
Real strong. But no one ever gets in their feelings when you say what you say.
Oh, yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
they remind me that our healthcare system is not great and dental care is hard to come by. And
okay, good. Well, maybe I hadn't noticed, but let me say this. And I don't feel like I have to do this disclaimer every time.
Okay.
I do not have perfect teeth. Okay.
Me either.
And my teeth, since I was diagnosed with lupus, have gone downhill.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I have had my canines they are fake. Okay.
Yeah.
I have other fake teeth. I have a tooth that needs to be replaced right now. Yes. I have teeth that have shifted and they are not all very, very cute. I have probably about a couple of $1,000 worth of teeth things that need to be fixed right now.
Me too.
But currently, I am paying for a child to go to college. So I cannot afford to get them fixed. Okay.
Yes. We can all understand that. Yes.
But in my case, I know how to cover that shit up. I'm not on the television showing where all the damage has been done. I know how to cover that up.
But what about Shantae's teeth? It just, people are like, oh, she obviously has dentures. I go, okay, well, at least she did something.
I never really noticed that they were dentures.
Me either.
In all honesty, I thought she was one of those people that just have like that mild case of horse teeth. There are some people whose teeth are like that. I just thought she was one of those people.
You mean like she's very gummy? Like
very gummy.
Yeah. Like Katie Couric has that like super gummy. Yeah.
Yes. And maybe that's what I should have said, but you know me.
Yes.
I know me, and I don't always have the best wording. And I said mild case of horse teeth. But let me also say this. It is all over the interwebs about this girl's teeth.
I know. Like, I saw so many posts about it.
I didn't even realize it until like after that person made the post. It is everywhere. So I was disappointed in myself that I hadn't even noticed her teeth.
Me too.
Like I noticed it. We are slipping hard.
But her teeth are just like fine. And I mean, who cares if somebody's got a gummy smile? They can't help that.
A lot of people do.
Yeah. Look at Katie Couric. Yeah. Look at, who has got a really bad gummy smile? Savannah Guthrie. She's on the Today Show. She's got no top lip and then all gums and teeth. You know what I mean? That's what her face looks like. And she's on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just some people that's just how their teeth are. I never in a million years would have thought they were dentures. And then I guess I fucked myself because when someone said they were dentures, I was like, looks like she got them off of Shein or Temu.
Oh God.
Oh my God. And then I was like, you know what? I am going to eliminate myself from this entire conversation. I'm out. See you later.
Listen, we've got a couple of people on 90 Day UK. I mean, the story writes itself as 90 Day UK. And, you're always going to have some bad teeth with the UK people. But it's the UK people, but then it's also some people that that they're dating. They have bad teeth. And I'm like, look, you can tell the teeth are good. They just need braces. And pretty likely that whatever's going on there, they can't afford it. But you can't just see something like that and not point it out. Listen, I thought we did a really good job not to point out Jamal's mom, Whoopi Goldberg. People were like, is Jamal's mom Flava Flav? Like, people were really making fun of her teeth. And I was like, listen, she's got her own style.
We have done well on a lot of things this season.
We have. Look at us.
We have been growth. Good. But I do have a little bit of gossip on Shonta and True.
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, so we have all been wondering if they are together. Mm-hmm, and as of a Facebook post in March, it seems that they are still together.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately, in April of this year, a 20-year-old white woman filed to have a restraining order against True.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So from the information that now we cannot officially say that it is true.
Right.
But it is someone who has the same first name, middle name, last name, birthday, and prison number as true.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yes.
Chances are.
It's true. So it states that the respondent should not have any communication with this person, nor the person's children. They cannot commit to threaten, commit domestic violence, molesting, stalking, sexual assault, or disturbing the peace of the petitioner wherever the petitioner may be found. They should not attempt to use, or threaten to use physical force against petitioner that would cause bodily injury. The respondent is forbidden to enter or stay at petitioner's residency. And all it says is that the petitioner is from the person's past and that they used to be in a relationship with one another.
And the person is 20?
Person is 20. Let me double check on that. Hold on.
Because True is 31.
The woman is in her 20s.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
I don't know what the fuck he did to this person when he got out from prison, but he did something with her. And
looking her up.
She is white. So, like we all thought, he went back to what he likes, and it looks like he's still trying to use Shonta.
But he's been in prison for 13 years. So if that was the case, this girl would have been 7. Do you know what I mean? So this must be a girl that he met while he was in prison. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a prison girlfriend.
Talking.
Yeah. And he was like, when I get out, I'm going to find you, girl.
Right.
All right. So Shonta arrives home and is talking to the kids. And she tells them, I don't know. It seems like True could be lying. Like, he told me one thing, he told his family another thing. And they're all like, mm-hmm. So then True calls and she tells him, like, your family said that I don't know the real you. And he goes, don't worry about that. We're going to be okay. Don't worry. I want to come home, go out to eat, go to a sex shop. You're going to go with me to the sex shop. Then you're going to wrap your legs around me and stick your tongue down the throat. And I was like, have the kids left the room? Have the kids left the room?
She's on speakerphone. And did you notice that when she was talking to her son about him, she called him True Lie?
No, that's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
I like that, Shonta. You were actually funny.
I was like, I hope her kids have left the room. He's talking about sticking the tongue down the throat and wrapping the legs.
Ew.
Jeez. And then he goes, I just want to sit in a bathtub and drink wine. Is that illegal? She laughs. She goes, no, why would that be illegal? And he goes, well, like it's a parole violation. And she goes, oh, well, I don't know what your parole is going to be. Sometimes it does say you can't have any alcohol or anything. I was like, you better figure that out. He's getting out in a couple of weeks.
Real quick. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So then we see him in his talking head. He goes, it will be weird to be out of prison and be in person with her. I'm used to being long distance relationship. It's going to be very strange to sleep in the bed with somebody. I've been in here for 13 years. It's going to be a big adjustment. Yeah, it is.
And we want to know who you're going to live with when you get released from prison. Your mom or Shonta.
Right. So then she says, she tells us a terrible story that I was hoping maybe we can find out if these people went to jail. She didn't say that part, but she says, True has been there for her in the worst time of her life, even when her family wasn't there for her. She says, I don't know how long ago this was, but she was working at a hotel and she got a call for security to somebody's room, but it was a fake call. It was a coworker who she didn't like. They didn't like each other. And that coworker and 2 other men, so 3 men, sexually assaulted her.
Wow.
And she said, I was so depressed. I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't get out of the bed most days. And he was there for me. He was the one that said, all right, we're going to come up with one positive thing today. We're going to get out of the bed. She said, now, of course, I'm like, who in your family wasn't there for you? What are those assholes?
That's what I'm trying to, that's so weird because we see how close she is to her. Is it her niece or her cousin?
Yeah.
And how
the cousin.
Her cousin was there to go with her to meet True's mom and sister, and how she was ready to fight them if they even looked at her the wrong way. And and then when she had that seafood boil that she had, and I put that in quotes. She had family there, so I'm having a hard time believing that she didn't have family to support her through this.
Well, I just want to know, it's 3 people, and at least one of them she knew for sure. Like, did she press charges? And is that one of the reasons she doesn't want to go visit him in prison, because it brings her back to something that maybe those guys are in the same prison and she's afraid to see that? I mean, you know what I mean? It could.
Well, there's a lot of questions, because, she was living in Kansas.
That's right.
She just moved there. So
that's right.
There's a lot of
good point.
There's a lot of questions right there.
Yeah.
And then I understand what she's saying about True being there for her, but it still falls underneath that same umbrella. They don't have anything else to do. Right. It is all still that prison talk. It's that slick talk, because they're still just trying to get the girls to
send them money,
what they want, and send them money and all that good stuff right there. So, but I'm good for her that he was able to be, and I'm going to put this in quote, support system.
Yeah. On the phone.
Yeah. On the phone.
And it could be, that assault, tore her down so much mentally that she's like, I never want him to see me, because she feels bad about, because of what these guys did to her. Yeah. It's a lot. That's a lot there. That's very deep and dark.
Yeah. I did not see that coming at all. Like, I was shocked.
Yeah. So who cares what her teeth look like? Shut up.
No. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's go to Tennie and Rob. So she's talking to Rob on the camera. He's like, why are you cleaning the bathroom so long? I'd be like, oh my God. The battery ran out. Can't talk to you anymore.
Right.
So, excuse me. It's 1 week until his release. We see him talking to the kids via the cameras, don't eat on the couch, blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry. When he asked that little boy, what are you doing? Are you eating yogurt on the couch?
Yeah.
If I were that little boy, I'd be like, are you eating in prison? Are you eating on a tray? Are you eating when they tell you you can eat? Like, really? Stop it. It's too much. It is just too damn much for me. Every time he asked me what I was doing, I would say, I'm doing it not in prison. That would be my response. I can't. I don't like Rob. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to turn out to be as happy and sweet as we thought. So she says, why didn't you call me last night? And he goes, listen, it's only 2 weeks till he gets out or whatever. 1 week. And he goes, they've gotten kind of strict with the phones, and I got to be careful. And then we see his whole system of hanging up his towel and stuff. And he says, I'm going to have to get rid of the phone in the next day or two to be sure I don't get in any trouble before I leave. I was like, yeah, okay.
That's kind of smart, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then in the talking head, Rob tells us that there are some guards in there that have wanted to get with him. And people are just like, well, why don't you get with her? But he always resists temptation. But he does worry about what's going to happen when he gets out.
Okay. I don't think he always resisted temptation.
Oh, really? Yeah, because it's like, why do you bring that up?
Yeah, I think he has most definitely done something. He just seems like the type.
Yeah.
Any man walking around calling himself the king, and you have no royal blood in you, you most definitely have cheated.
So then we see Cheyenne, the daughter, and she says, I do worry a little bit about the discipline situation when dad gets home, because I don't know how he's going to act, because we see that, he made Nehemiah do 10 push-ups because he had yogurt, blah, blah, blah. Now, it seems all in good fun, but let's hope it stays that way,
I don't think it's going to stay that way at all. And I tell you what, for me being a single mom, and when James and I started dating, it took years before I would even allow him to do any kind of discipline of her.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I say discipline, even tell her no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took years and years and years and years and years. So her being able to let him even do all of that shit, I don't understand it at all. That's so foreign to me. And maybe I was too on top of it, but I'm like, that's my kid. Let me do it, and James and I were married. you know, and he was there and we were parenting together, but when it came to disciplining her, I was very protective. Yeah. And this motherfucker's in prison.
You're right. On a camera. Yeah.
On a camera doing it. That's insane.
So now they're in the car. They're driving to get Rob. It's Tennie and Nehemiah. Cheyenne had a school test that she had to do, so she couldn't come. She hasn't talked to Rob in 2 days. He sold his phone so he wouldn't get in trouble. All right. Okay. Time to do the right thing 2 days before you're out. So
better late than never.
Better late than never. So Tennie and Nehemiah are both they're both so excited, and they're talking in the car, and he's like, I'm so happy, and I feel like I should be nervous, but I'm not. And she's like, oh my gosh, samesies. So they arrive at the prison. She goes, it will be amazing to be able to like freely express our love. Like we could actually hold hands and hug and kiss without somebody telling us what to do. And Nehemiah is 10. He's so cute. Yeah. And he goes, this is the last time we'll be in this parking lot. I mean, these kids
kids are smart.
3 years up and down that highway, you know?
I mean, and I have to wonder, does she make them go every weekend?
Yeah, we've seen her mom. Why can't the kids go hang out with mom? I hope she doesn't make them go. I mean, maybe like once a month. I hope she doesn't make them go every weekend.
That would be bad.
So they're looking out the window and she's like, there he is. She jumps out, literally barely puts the car in park, leaves it running, and leaves little Nehemiah in the car. But he runs,
you better catch up.
You better get going. Show us how fast you are. But he runs and catches up. All right, now oh God, this is sad. Andrew and Candice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't see Candice when I was in Vegas. I was looking, but I was also looking for Marcelino. Every time I passed these poker rooms where people would have poker tournaments, I would stop and go, I'm looking for somebody. My husband's like,
but I thought he moved to Florida. I thought he moved to Florida since that's where Brittany is with the kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's still there or if when they fully got divorced, if he went back to Vegas. I mean,
okay.
I didn't see him though.
Oh.
I didn't see him though. I was looking for all our Vegas people while I was there.
What were you going to do if you saw him? I want to know.
Take a picture.
Would you have said hi? Would you have rubbed on his bald head?
Ew. No, I was looking in these like private rooms that they had that were poker tournaments going on all the time. Mm-hmm. And every time we'd walk past one, Dave's like, they're always having a poker tournament in there. But they were open so you could look. So that's when I would stop and look.
Oh, okay.
And Dave's like, do you know somebody here? Like, what's happening? I was like,
you're like, I might.
I don't know. I got a lot of people on my shows. Okay. So, so Denise calls Candice and says, I'll see you later today, girl. Candice goes, yeah, I've got to go register as a felon. And so she's in the car with Andrew and she says, yeah, I'm just going to go in by myself. He's like, okay, baby. And he acts like he's going to like touch her hand to comfort her. Yeah. And she's like, don't do that. Just be regular.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. It was so bitchy.
So 20 minutes later, she has the paper. She needs to show to her PO. And she says, until I talk to my PO, I just feel super uneasy, like not being at WellCare. So I just want to like go grab some food. I want you to buy me a meal. And then I want you to take me to WellCare.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me. So she says in the talking head, she goes, he needs to stop being so overbearing and treating me like a little girl. I'm a woman who's been in prison and I don't need that.
Okay, so,
but that's not how you were acting before.
So here's the thing is that the way that she is acting, you would have thought that they have been around each other 24/7 for the last 30 days.
Right.
Like you get mind fucked about this. And then you realize it has been 24 hours.
It's literally been one day. Yeah.
Hours, not even 2 days, 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So
I just don't get it.
So she tells him, you know what? It's a lot too fast. Like the apartment is ready and the truck is ready, but I need to take it slow. And I feel bad because we worked hard to get it all done. And now it's kind of crumbling. But like, I don't want to feel obligated just because you did so much for me. And so maybe I need to do all this without so much help. So she's giving him a hint, right? Like,
okay. Yeah.
So their food arrives and she kind of pulls her hand away from him. And then she says, it's not going the way I want it to go. I'm so uncomfortable. It was just so much easier in prison. So he says,
Okay.
I want to show you what a healthy relationship is. I want to show you that we can't work and we're going to take it slow and I'm not going to give up on you. I'm not going anywhere. She's like, fuck.
Yeah, she's thinking ahead, but I wish you would.
She's like, how much meaner can I be to make him leave me? So in her talking head, she goes, I do feel that I could make it work if he would just give me some space. But he's not getting the hint about how anxious I am, and I'm not going to be able to live like this again.
What is she anxious about? Like, she has yet to, I get it. She wants to work on this stuff with her kid, but she hasn't even had time to do, you haven't even met with an attorney yet. Like, you literally just put in the paperwork to file yourself as a felony. You haven't even met with your PO.
Right. Yeah.
Like, settle down. Go take a bubble bath.
She didn't even know what the rules are yet. Yeah.
Nothing. Like, be glad someone is there to hold your damn hand, to walk you. You can't even drive yourself anywhere.
In that $70,000 truck.
Oh, this hoe right here gets on my goddamn nerves. Like, for real.
All right, y'all, excuse my voice, but I'm here to tell you about BO. That's right. I'm here to talk to you about Lume whole body deodorant. You guys, I was away this weekend in Las Vegas where it was, no lie, over 100 degrees every day. Do you want to talk about some BO? I was at a Grateful Dead show. There was BO upon BO. And all of these people could have used some Lume. I should have walked around handing out Lume to people because, let me tell you something. When it stinks, it stinks. And you need deodorant everywhere sometimes. And, thank God there's Lume because unlike certain other deodorants, Lume is powered by mandelic acid to control odor in a new way. They deliver outrageous 72-hour odor control everywhere from your pits to your feet, and yes, even your privates. In fact, it was patients' concerns about private part odor that originally inspired the OBGYN who invented Lume. You guys, at our house, we always talk about getting the chafe, and that's like at the beach in the summer and stuff when your thighs rub together and you get the chafe. You put that Lume on there, you get no chafe, and it protects the legs and also no stink in that area. You know what I'm saying? So I have a special offer for you guys. New customers of Lume are going to get 15% off all Lume products. You're going to use our exclusive code and link. So use the code PINKSHADE at LumeDeodorant.com to get 15% off all the products. LumeDeodorant.com and use code PINKSHADE. So they leave the restaurant and she goes, I just need to go to WellCare and stay there and see what happens because, I don't feel comfortable. I'm super overwhelmed. And he again says, I'm not going to give up on you.
Oh, and she's like, please give up. Please give up. Please give up.
So in the talking head, she says, this whole relationship is like weird and it's triggering to me. And I worry that all these triggers will lead me to make me want to use. He's trying to be understanding, but he has no idea. So
I don't like that. I don't like that she did that because I don't think to me, this is my opinion. I could be completely wrong. I think that she is using her past history with substance abuse and putting it on him. I don't think he has done anything that would trigger someone. He's giving her a place to live, a vehicle, support. Yeah. To me, how is he triggering her?
It's all a scam.
I think it's a scam.
Yeah.
And she's putting that on him. And that is so wrong of her. Yeah. She should be glad that someone even wants to kiss her lips with that little bubble thing hanging on her top lip like that.
I know. She's got like a scar on her lip, I think.
What the fuck? She should be glad he even wants to kiss those lips. While she's sitting there blaming him for a potential break in her sobriety. That is evil for her to do that. It really is.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's all a part of her plan to get rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So They're in the car and he goes, so you still love me, right?
Oh, God damn.
And she nods. She doesn't answer. She just nods. And he goes, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he says, well, then we're okay. So she goes, just pull over so I can smoke before I go to well care. So they're on the side of the road or whatever, and she's smoking. And she says, this is giving me too much anxiety. And just being in a committed relationship is too much. And he goes, so you don't want to be together? And she goes, I'm sorry. I just can't do it right now. And he goes, listen, I'll just give you your space. I'm going to go home early while you figure out well care, but we're going to still be together. And she goes, no, it's too much for me. I'm freaking out inside, and this is making me really triggered. I did see that Lindsay, Lindsay from Love After Lockup, wrote and was like, explain to me exactly what is triggering you. Is it the apartment? Is it the car? Is
the
it
truck?
The man that loves you? The man that's got you everything? Who's not trying to touch you or do anything to you?
Anything.
Yeah.
He cannot be more of a supportive partner. And not to mention, he's fucking leaving in 4 days and going to another state.
Yeah. He's a total doormat.
I mean, what's him?
Yeah.
Yes. She's disgusting.
So in the talking head, he says, yeah, she's really spiraling. And I know she has trust issues and she has so many walls up because of her past abuse. And I know that she loves me, but it's just hard for her right now.
Oh, he's such a sap.
Now you're delusional.
It even worse because he's dumb and loving.
Yeah. Yeah, dumb and loving. Yeah, it's a bad combo.
Man, it really is.
So she says to him, she goes, I'm sorry. I didn't know it would go like this. And he goes, okay, what will I do with the truck and the apartment? I guess we'll figure it out. And she goes, if you want to take the truck, you can. I mean, for the apartment, I know you put a lot into it and I have to figure me out before I can be with you. And I know you had a lot at stake, but it's just not good right now. It's just not good right now. I can love you, but I need to love you from a distance because I need to be alone.
He is going to leave her that truck and he's going to keep paying for that apartment.
I bet you anything she made damn sure he paid for a year lease.
Yeah, and he's going to leave. When she said that, I would have said, you know what? I think it's a good idea if you take the Greyhound bus all the way to We Care or wherever the fuck you want to go. Because, give her all the space that she needs. But he's such a sap and he's so in love with her. He's going to leave the truck there with her. He's going to keep paying for everything.
You need to sell that truck in Las Vegas. Don't put another mile on it and fly your happy ass back to New Jersey.
And he will not do that.
With all those other sad, sad people in the Las Vegas airport.
That's right.
Nothing sadder than the airport with people departing Vegas.
Vegas. Broke. They've lost all their broken dreams. They're broke. Yeah.
They're broke. They're sitting there doing that slot machine right by their gate. Just one more time. Okay. So that's when she says, I need to be alone. So he goes, so this wasn't just like a prison only thing for money, right?
If you have to ask, you already know the answer.
And she goes, no, I'm so sorry. Will you just take me to well care now? And he says, okay. So he's talking ahead. He goes, this is a curveball and it sucks. And life doesn't always go as planned. And I know we're going to work through it.
This is not a curveball. This is you got fucking hit by the pitch in the head. You got knocked out.
Yep.
Oh, bless his heart.
I
actually really feel bad for him.
Yeah. I kind of do because he is really not getting it. She couldn't say it anymore clearly. So she gets out of the car and goes, do you want your ring back? And he goes, no, you can keep it. And then the talking head, she goes, look, I know I love him, but I don't think I'm in love with him because being in love doesn't feel awkward and uncomfortable. Well, were you feeling awkward and uncomfortable for the year that you were talking to him? Was that because she was sending him things that she made in crafts that said C+A and all that stuff.
You do stuff like that when you're in love with a person.
Yeah. Well, or you want them to think you are.
Yeah. And you want all their cash.
So he has dropped her off. And then I love when Love After Lockup does this. They like catch somebody, right? So she's coming out of well care 1 hour later. I thought she was supposed to be in there. So she comes out, she's using her phone, that he bought her. And she calls Denise. And she was like, girl, today has been crazy. I just told Andrew, like, I need to take a break. And Denise goes, oh, really? Well, Denise is like, whoa, you're doing our plan faster. And Denise goes, did you give him the ring? And she says, no. And the talking head with production, Candice says, the production says, were you using her for money? And she smiles and says, I am doing what I need to do to get what I want in life. I always want nice things and fine things. And if someone wants to give it to you, you will take advantage. I mean, who wouldn't want that? He made it really easy. It's not even scamming if somebody just wants to offer things. I mean, 9 out of 10 people in prison are going to take it.
And she's right. He did offer everything.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, she didn't ask. I mean, he did offer. I'm sure he was like, do you want this? Do you want that? What would you like?
Yep.
So, but she's still an asshole.
Agree.
Yeah.
So Denise says, stick to the plan.
Yeah.
You got this, girl. Don't freak out. And she says, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the plan the whole time.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Let's go with Rick. Okay.
Oh, here comes my favorite couple. This is the couple that I am rooting for. I love them so much. Rick and Ricardo.
I was going to say, it's got to be Ricardo. We got to put Ricardo in the mix.
Rick and Ricardo. Yes, yes, yes. My favorite couple of all the couples.
Rick is in the car with Ricardo. He's driving him, taking him to get married. And he's checking his heart rate. He says he's like overstimulated. And Ricardo goes, are you having a heart attack? I don't know CPR. Come on now. So Rick says Samantha is allowed out since she's in a re-entry center. She can come and go. She can leave to go get married, but she can only spend like 30 minutes at the courthouse. So the talking head, she says, like, I'm very excited to get out and see what our life will be like together. I've been saving myself for 5 years. Well, haven't you been in prison for 5 years? What do you mean?
Like, okay, so if she can only be out for 30 minutes to get married, I guess she could have hooked up with someone on the outside for 30 minutes.
I guess, but I can't remember how long she's been in there. It's a couple of years for felony DUI.
Okay.
Anyway, she hadn't had sex in 5 years. So, but remember this, Rick is her 5th marriage. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So now we see some of their really cheesy fairy tale emails and about he's coming to rescue her from her reentry center in East Boise, Idaho, which is what she calls her castle.
Yeah, but this bitch is more like she thinks she's the princess and she's more like the fucking dragon from Shrek.
That is so rude, Keisha.
She is. She's awful.
Why do you think she's awful?
Did you not watch the rest of the show and her behavior?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking in this moment, in this marriage moment.
Okay. I moved a little bit ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I literally took these notes last night on the airplane. So I was like, I don't even remember what happened. So we see their marriage. They seem to be like standing in a hallway, but
yeah, they did.
That was weird. I was like, is there not a room available? They kiss and they hug and Rick is crying and Ricardo has decorated the car, which is hilarious because they're driving off with this just married. So it looks like they just got married.
So, okay, who decorated the car? Because when they drove to the courthouse, it was not decorated. But when they went outside to get in it, it was completely decorated.
I think Ricardo decorated it for Rick, for his buddy Rick.
That's why they are the best couple. They are so sweet together.
Matt Sharp, get Ricardo on a show. Does he need a 90-day fiance?
We need more Ricardo. He's sweet.
He's a
good guy. He really is sweet.
Rick says that when they kissed, it reminded him of when they were teenagers, when they first fell in love. Keisha, total sidebar. Don't you watch some of those Pimple Pop or Take My Tumor shows?
Sometimes, yes, I do. James watches them all the time. Yeah.
So we went to a restaurant in Vegas, a very nice restaurant, and I don't want to say which one. And our busboy, the guy that was bringing the water and stuff, had his whole nose his whole nose was like a Take My Tumor, like Dr. Pimple Popper, like the whole thing. And I was just
No.
like, this poor guy needs to know that he could get on TLC and get it fixed. Because I don't know what that condition is called, but it's like the whole thing is like tons and tons and tons of bumps.
Oh,
and so it's like 4 times
no.
its size.
They call it lipoma.
Maybe, yeah. Yes. Poor thing. I felt so bad for him. But I was glad that he had a really nice job at this very fancy restaurant. So hopefully he's getting some good tips. But I really wanted to say, like, call TLC.
Yeah, people don't know that there's so many shows now. Like there's even a new show that's it's called is it Fix My Tumor or something like that? But yeah, there's other shows now that will I don't see so many people don't watch reality TV like we do. So they have no idea that you
can get it fixed.
Get it fixed. Oh, bless his heart.
Okay. So now we see Samantha in a talking head. She says, I'll be out in a couple of months. I can't wait to start my life with Rick. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we see, and I guess it's been a few weeks.
6 weeks.
Okay. So Samantha calls him and is saying, did you get my messages? Did you get my messages? And then we see a bunch of weird calls that happened 2 to 3 weeks after the wedding. And it's like, I don't feel like you're listening to me. I don't feel like we're connecting. And the talking head, he says, we are disagreeing on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So Samantha calls him on video call and she goes, hey, how have you been? He's like, I've been better. How do you think I've been? So she says in the last few weeks, he hasn't been talking to her much at all. Mm-hmm. And he says it's because of the financial situation. But she goes, I just want a simple lifestyle. And she says, I mean, I have a jewelry business and I'm writing a book. So what's the problem with the finances?
Because you're not bringing in any money.
And he says, look, I don't want to squash her dreams. And she's like, you're my husband and that's it. I want to spend my life with you. But like, I can't support 2 people. Like somebody's got to bring in some money,
Like he has let us all know that he is not bringing a lot of money. And clearly he does not want to work, which, okay, you're retired. He makes enough money to support himself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then there's not a reason for her not to work.
No.
But she just doesn't want to.
She's got a jewelry business and writing a book. Well, okay, you can also have a job. Because those 2 things are side businesses. Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes money to start a business.
Right. How are you going to get it?
Yeah.
Then his phone beeps and he goes, oh, I don't know. Somebody's calling me. And she's like, who is it? Oh, it's that whore, Sandy. It's that whore, Sandy. And she's like, who's calling? Who's calling? And he goes, I don't know. And he says, he goes, the jealousy thing just cracks me up. I got to go. I don't want to argue with you. Goodbye.
But then he did admit that it was Sandy. What the fuck was he thinking by saying that it was Sandy? He should have lied. Oh, it's one of my nieces. Why would you admit that?
Because it's on camera and she's going to see it eventually.
Oh, yeah. I always forget this shit is on camera.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We're watching it on our television. Yeah.
She's going to drive this man back to drinking.
No, she's not. But she does need to understand that. So she's been working at, the retail shop at this reentry center or whatever. So she knows how to have a job. So, I mean,
I think he's crashing. He's like, he doesn't look well.
He does seem to be melting. His face seems to be melting. Yeah.
He needs to get rid of her.
He's not going to. This is his 4th marriage.
You don't think he's going to get rid of her?
No. Mm-mm. I think they've got that goo goo gaga stars in their eyes. Remember how it was when we were teenagers?
He didn't look like he had stars in his eyes.
Well, one thing he doesn't mess around with, and that's money. Because he gets a pension and his Social Security, but one of his ex-wives gets some of his pension. Yeah. So, by the way, he needs to go work at the rec center or something and check people in for pickleball courts. He needs to do something to bring a little bit of money, and so does she. Yeah,
I agree, and I think it's a lot for her to expect for him to completely take care of him.
Yeah, I mean, he said clearly,
I can't afford to just take care of both of us.
Yeah,
she needs to do something.
All right, you guys, even though my voice is going out, I can still tell you about Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Tropical Smoothie Cafe believes you deserve a getaway every day, not just once a year. Summer mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Mocktail hour on the pool deck is just a sip away because nothing says summer like a mocktail smoothie. You guys, they have fan faves, Island Punch, but my favorite is Mango Berry Cosmo. I just got one this past weekend. Oh, so good. But if you like a mojito, they have this mocktail watermelon mojito. It's a smoothie. So good. These are just for a limited time, but it doesn't get any more refreshing than that. And it's summer, guys. We're hot. So join Tropical Smoothie Cafe for a pineapple, mango, and watermelon soiree all summer long. Grab a refreshing Island Punch, Mango Berry Cosmo, my favorite, and watermelon mojito mocktail smoothie, and meet us poolside. You're on Tropic Time now with Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Okay, well, let's end with Joey and Michael. So Joey leaves a message for Michael. He's driving, and he says, hey, I forgot about our 4 p.m. visit, but right now I'm on the way to see your mom. So he says, since the medical episode with his mother, he's really been trying to reevaluate, and he's realizing it's dumb to count on this guy to get out of prison and be totally changed. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Joey. He's starting to see the light. Hallelujah.
Yeah. So now he goes to meet Michael's mom and stepdad, Norma and Jack. And she shows Joey some pictures of when Michael was young. He's like, I'm so glad I'm getting to see these pictures. And he tells them, yeah, I'm going to see Michael tomorrow. And mom says, I haven't been there in a while to see him. It's really just too hard. And she says, I just don't understand someone doing drugs. And of course, Joey does understand because he's an addict too. Right. She says, I've tried everything. I've tried tough love. I've tried to turn my back on him. I've called the police on him, but nothing works. Like I've called and said, he's got a warrant out. He's at my house. Come get him. And she says, I know that one day they'll find him dead. And that's heartbreaking because there's nothing she can do about it, Yeah. And Norma and Jack say that Michael has been in and out of prison for all the 18 years that they've been married. And they show mugshot.
So many mugshots. God damn.
So many mugshots on Mugshot Monday. So many mugshots.
Right? Yeah. There's a lot of fucking mugshots.
A lot of mugshots. And Joey tells them, I'm still going to go and see him. But I have a lot of questions like, how do I know that he can change? And he says, and this is sort of an AA thing. He says, Michael has to rescue himself. I can throw out the life jacket, but he has to grab it, And it was sad because I think Joey is really coming to the realization that just because it was good sex 5 years ago doesn't mean,
The only thing that I think Michael wants to reach out for is a bag of Coke and a dick.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that Joey can go on, Silver Singles or Tinder or Hinge or whatever the kids do and find a nice gay man that's like him, that wants to be monogamous, that doesn't want to be like freaky in the sheets, just wants to be like a regular monogamous, boring married couple. He can find that.
Yep. I really think that Joey was hooked on the dick. It was good dick, and he just was mesmerized by it. He was hypnotized by it. And now he's starting to see very, very clearly.
Yeah. Something about that mom. Probably when the mom got really sick and everything, the dad, who's, also in recovery, was like, this should be a wake-up call for you to think about what you want to do. Do you want to be dealing with this when, know, your mom's in the hospital? And probably the dad, so cute.
Yes.
Okay. Next week on Love During Lockup, because I watched the screener, I can tell you what's going to happen.
Oh, no, we all saw it this week. They showed it to us this week. Yeah, they showed it to us.
Okay, good. Shonta says, I don't even know if I'm going to tell true. Everyone has secrets that they hide.
What could it be? What could it be?
What could it be? What could it be? It could be she's about to get evicted and she doesn't have money to open a restaurant. Because you told us last week she's been evicted a few times.
We know for a fact she does not have money to open up a restaurant because she is barely able to pay her rent.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Samantha says to Rick, you need to just tell me if you're done. And then Candice is in the car with some man and says, we got married. It was the way it was supposed to happen. And we see that man holding her hand, and she has a huge smile on her face.
What the fuck?
I don't think it was Andrew. Unless that was part of the plan, was to marry Andrew. Or the part of the plan was get this sap to give you an apartment and a truck and then marry the other guy. You know?
Oh, shit.
Either way, she's bad news. Joey is driving into the prison and says he's nervous and it's possible he could end it all today. It's just, we'll see. And then we see, Ayonna on the phone. She's out of prison now. And she's saying, now, when you come home, I'm trying to be husband and wife. And he says, nah, that shit's done and over with. I don't know what that means.
And it's not about being husband and wife.
No. And then Rob is in the car with Tennie and Nehemiah. And he says, she's talking, I guess. And he says, I'm free after 16 years. Just let me get a moment to myself. Which is probably her. She's just trying to talk. And he's like, I'm just trying to keep up. I mean, I think it probably didn't sound as jerky as it sounded, but either way, I don't have high hopes for Rob though. Sorry.
I don't know.
Do you know about Ayonna and Jamal? Do you know if they're together?
No, I don't know. I'm curious to see who from these couples is going to be on Love After Lockup.
Me too. It'd be great if they let us know.
Because I doubt it's going to be all of them.
No. All right. Tell me what we got on Inmate to Roommate, season 2, episode 1.
Okay. All I know is that these people are really going to get fucked this season. So, all right.
Yes.
Our first set of roommates are Annalisa, 52, and Veda, 58. They are from Seattle, Washington, and they have been together since either 2002 or 1999. They couldn't get it together on how long. They each said something different. So,
I love them.
They are funny. They are really funny.
They are funny.
So their inmate is Mark. He's 25 years old. He is in Column Bay Correction Center, and he's serving 7 years. And his charges are robbery and firearm possession. So it's funny here because Annalisa and Veda were friends with Mark's uncle, Pete. And before he passed away, he asked them to look after his family. So they're doing this as an obligation to him. So during a family gathering, Mark calls, and during the phone call to Annalisa and Veda, Annalisa's daughter, who just doesn't want any of this to go down, she gets on the phone and she's talking to Mark, and he actually had the audacity to ask her how tall she was and starts to hit on her.
Yeah.
So we get to see when they pick him up from prison, and while they're outside meeting him for the first time, they're sitting there talking, and I'm going to use your words. 10 minutes later, 3 ratchet ass white girls drive up because they're there to meet Mark and have a goddamn foursome.
Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah. Crazy. But they didn't get to have the foursome because they showed up a little bit too late. They were supposed to get there earlier. So
yeah, a listener wrote me and said she wants t-shirts made with ratchet white girls on it.
You should do it. Totally do it. Okay. So our next roommate is David. He's 37 and he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And he is a high school social studies teacher. And when you see David, you already know what he teaches. So his inmate is Aaron, and Aaron is 45. He is in Lino Lake Correction Center, and he's serving 2.5 years. His charges are sale of controlled substance, theft, drug possession, and evading arrest. Now, Aaron has no relationship with his 2 adult daughters. David is going into his first day of summer break, and that's when he's going to be picking up Aaron from prison, even though he has absolutely no clue what Aaron's charges are.
This was weird. This was very strange.
It was very, very strange.
He's trying to change the world by helping out prisoners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or he wants a boyfriend. I couldn't tell.
I know. There was some weird kind of chemistry going on there. So once Aaron is released, he's doing his little talking head. And he says that all the years that he and David have been talking, they've never talked about anything personal. And he has absolutely no idea what David even does for a living. That's so weird. Yeah. So
the whole thing is weird.
The next roommates are Jim, 54, and Marisol, 47, and they are both pastors from Spring City, Tennessee, and they're the founders of Rock House Ministries and Programs, which is something like a recovery program.
Yeah.
Their inmate is Mickey. I never trust a guy named Mickey. I don't know what it is. I just don't. I don't know.
I don't trust pastors who speak in tongues and make you lay on the floor.
Yeah, I had a big issue with that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they're those kind of people. So Mickey is 43. He's in Mings County jail serving 10 months. His charges are failure to appear, driving with a revoked license, and evading arrest. So on their first video call with Mickey before his release, Jim and Marisol learned that Mickey was on the run for 2 years and is facing additional charges of eluding. So yeah, I didn't like that scene when they started speaking, just randomly speaking in tongues in a circle, putting their hand on someone, and the guy just falls to the floor. To me, that screams scamming and all that shit. So
same.
Our next roommates are Daniel and Kathy from Gainesville, Texas, where Kathy is a beekeeper. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So their inmate is Devin, who's 24 years old. He's in Colorado Territorial Correction Center. He's serving 3 years, and his charges are burglary, trespassing, auto trespassing, and theft. So Kathy and Daniel are actually friends with Devin's grandparents. So they're kind of doing this as a favor to them because they've tried to help Devin out. His sister has tried to help him out, but they're just not willing to do it again. So Daniel is flying to Colorado to meet Devin's sister. They're going to go pick up Devin, and then Daniel and Devin are going to drive Devin's truck back to Texas. And it turns out that Daniel is also a recovering addict. So those are the people that we've met this episode. And I think there's like 2 more sets of roommates and inmates that we're going to have this season as well. So
yeah, listen, we always wish for the best and know that the worst is going to happen.
I think this season is going to be a little bit worse than last season was.
I kind of feel the same way, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, because I think there's one person who looks like she's a hoarder.
Oh, no. Remember the guy that we had, though, last season that was the hoarder, that was the therapist, that it was the hoarder? Remember?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he was that kind of overweight white guy, and he was real greasy looking, and he had that black kid come in, but he had been talking to that kid for like 10 years.
Oh, but that worked out good.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that worked out good. Yeah.
And another one that worked out good was that real old lady. And then that guy, and he like left for a while, but then he came back in at the end, and she was trying to help him get some custody of his daughter. And the lady was real old.
I remember that one.
Yeah. And we were like, oh no. And then he would leave and come back, and then she was trying to help him with his daughter. I can't remember.
Yeah. I can't remember any of those people's names, but yeah. I think this is going to be way worse.
I do too, because there were some happy stories with that other one last season.
I don't know if there's going to be any happy ones this year.
Well, maybe we just haven't seen them yet. I'm trying to be positive. That's all I got going for me at this point. I got no voice left.
Yeah, you don't. You're really sounding real manly over there.
Oh, yeah. It's like I said, I sound like Angela on a bender. Keisha, tell us what's going on with the Libra Lounge with Keisha.
A new episode just dropped Saturday. And I think the highlight of the episode is me talking about Little Northwest's performance at the Hollywood Bowl, the Lion King, where she was the star of the show. So if nothing else, go listen to that just for that. It's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I did good. Yeah.
I did see, that Instagram account, Nori's Black Book.
So funny.
So funny about that performance.
It is so funny.
It is so funny. That's a great Instagram. Everybody make sure to follow Keisha. And also, please follow me on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. Since we always do this every episode, let's give you the Instagram count because I'm trying to go for 10,000.
Oh, I just liked you from my old personal Instagram account and from my boutique's Instagram account.
Thank you. It's oh shoot, I lost 3. No! I need 53 more people, y'all. I need 53 more people. 53 people.
You can do it.
I mean, that's what I've been saying for months.
It's gonna happen.
Everybody follow me at Pink Shade Pod on Instagram. I'm probably going to put up a reel of this episode, but audio only.
Because I look busted up.
I do too. And but I'm going to have to listen to it first. And if I just sound so awful, then I'll just have to scrap it. We'll have to do it next week.
You didn't sound awful.
I definitely don't sound like myself. Now, let's be real.
You sound sexy.
Yeah.
You sound like a barkeep.
Yeah. Pass the smoke.
Hey, Sal. Hey, Sal.
Hey.
You want your regular Sal?
Everybody, if you're new here, I don't normally sound like this, and hopefully by next week I'll be fine. Keisha, I hope that you have a great week. We'll be back next week in this spot to talk about Love During Lockup and Inmate to Roommate. And just keep staying in this spot. This is where Inmate to Roommate will roll into the full episodes once Love During Lockup is done, which I think is in one more episode. Okay. Yep. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.